Hello and welcome to the internet. My name is JakeDragon7 and welcome to today's episode of Let's Play Earthbound. In the previous episode, we managed to trudge our way through the Peaceful Rest Valley, and today, we're taking a peek through Happy Happy Village. So... yeah, okay then. So yeah, these people seem to have a strange fixation with the color blue. So, Happy Happy Village is a cult. It's just flat out, it's a cult of people who want to paint everything blue. I apologize for the voice crack, but by God, if this isn't one of the most ridiculous areas ever, and if I don't love it, this area is honestly... as strange and, quite frankly, silly as the entire idea is, it is quite creepy that these people, I mean, it's a cult. Literally a cult. So, it shouldn't be too surprising that it's possibly a little bit eerie. But again, like, the game does play it off pretty silly. And, I mean, the concept in and of itself is dumb. It's just a cult, like an actual literal cult in a Nintendo game, and like at first glance it probably doesn't seem like much, but wait till you see like the serious cultists, because the entire village is fixated with the color blue regardless. I am not trying to withdraw, no. I always do this. But there are some like legit cult members we're gonna see soon that are like, They look like KKK members, and I'm not shitting when I say that. They actually look like KKK members. And as dark as that is, it's actually kind of funny in my opinion that this happens in a Nintendo game. Like, look at this. Now, actually, I guess it might be a bit of a stretch to call them a KKK member right now, but keep in mind that in the Japanese version, they don't have the ball on the end of their head, and they have letters HH on the hat, which just makes things look even more alarming. I guess it's a good word to use. Anyway, there are some extra upgrades you can get in this area, so of course I went and just picked those up while I was talking about the whole cult theme of this area. And actually, if you only look through like the top half of the town, I will, before leaving, I will show off some of the other things that happen in this town. It's also kind of interesting that this area is technically just an extension of Tucson in a lot of ways. Anyway though, here we have Paula. So real quick, I do want to make sure something real quick. Yeah, so I had a feeling that was like that. So the Franklin badge doesn't actually need to be equipped. It's just kind of like automatically equipped. Okay then. So yeah, we're gonna have to deal with some of these guys all on our own. I'm just gonna make this easier for myself. As much as I'd like to have some extra PSI on hand right now, it doesn't seem worth it. And wait, I didn't hit the spade for... These things only hit in one row? It's odd. I also think it's kind of odd how they just randomly throw an early game enemy in here, but okay. Okay, though. So yeah, overall, this battle isn't really that much. I mean, it's pretty simple. But, yeah, looks like we're gonna have to go into the heart of Happy Happyism to see what's up. Of course. And that was a weak-ass level up. So, I'm gonna talk about it a little bit. So yeah, Pokey, of course he was around in the beginning of the game, kind of not really doing anything seemingly malicious or anything, just kind of being a bit of a troublemaker, and I guess a bit of a brat, but I mean, that's not terrible, right? Well, all of a sudden, he seemingly is involved with happyism and just kind of flat out attacks us, or rather has other people do it for him. This is something we will be seeing a bit throughout the game. Pokey is actually a recurring character. And let's just say that things, well, they certainly do get a lot worse. I don't really want to spoil it, but it is quite interesting, I suppose. I don't want to fight too many of the more of the cultists out here because it's kind of irritating. We do have to fight some more of them later, which I'd rather not do. So we do have one rebel here, but he stays locked inside of his house. He also has a strange speaking pattern. Of course, anyone who knows about the Mother, thinks about the Mother series really, probably knows what that is. But if you don't, another thing I don't want to spoil. Okay, yeah. They legit painted a fucking cow blue and it makes a pun. You know? You wonder why I like this game so much. It's just weird. Oh, wait a second. I think this is actually a place to rest, which, quite frankly, I could really use right now. And considering, yeah, I mean, it charges the same as a hotel. I actually don't think I ever knew about that, surprisingly. Oh, no, I have to have seen that before. I just never noticed that. Huh. Kind of weird, actually, that I never made that connection. I'm going to rest real quick, and then I'm going to meet you guys in that big building in the center of the village, since that's where we're going to need to go next. Are you okay, buddy? Hold up, wait. Okay, he's not. That was a visual glitch. I was about to say, did he legit get stuck in a goddamn tree? There are actually occasionally visual glitches that happen like that. I've seen them in some other areas. Most notably, one area later on that has a different visual style than the rest of the game. I mean, not necessarily different. Oh. No, not necessarily a different visual style, but some things about the sprite art is mixed up in the area I'm referring to. But I won't say much more than that, because we'll see it later. Okay, a croissant. Yet again, insert Jimmy Neutron meme where available. So, this is basically like a maze. A maze of cultists. So, I always kind of forget the exact order of whom to talk to. I don't know if that's actually the right the right pronoun. But I'm trying to be grammatically correct, I guess. Oh, okay then. Usually the ones that move a bit more are ones you can interact with. But still, I will tend to just talk to everyone. If they're blocking my path, I'll tend to talk to them. I talked to this guy just because he was moving more. And he tried to beat me up. How cruel. I give you my time, and then you just are like, nope, fuck you. Let's see. Those two are moving a bit more down there. Cool. Don't worry, guy. You'll get it eventually. Sure. Okay, we are getting a bit of a lag spike from all these sprites, it appears. Okay, we can talk to these guys. And okay, this guy also decides to battle us. Okay, so overall, this area honestly isn't really that difficult. Like I said, Peaceful Rest Valley is way more obnoxious. The enemies there are just hella strong. But here, not so much. They aren't that bad. So, I'll just leave all these guys. Well, actually, you know what? Apparently not. Look like they're moving a bit faster, but I don't know, maybe I'm just delusional. Actually, scratch that, I am definitely delusional. I'm just gonna walk away slowly. Pretend that never happened. Can I? Yeah, okay. Okay, though. So, here we are. So yes, the Franklin badge is just an item you can hold on to, and it reflects lightning. So, it makes it quite useful, especially against someone who seems to have a bit of an affinity for electric attacks. Now, one thing I will say about a lot of the electric PSI, now obviously we don't have that quite yet, but when we do get it later on, it is quite inaccurate. I don't tend to use PK Thunder too much, or PSI Thunder as it's known in this game, but technically speaking, it is actually supposed to be PK Thunder. The way it's supposed to work is that offensive PSI is known as PK, and more supportive psychic abilities are PSI. Now again, in this game, they were all translated as PSI, but that's why, like in Smash for example, that's why the term PK is used, and it's also is fixed in Mother 3. Yeah, I definitely do. Alright, I'll use that croissant. Okay, I'll just sit through all this again. Also, one thing. Sorry if I do happen to be moving through the text a little bit quickly at times. Because I have the text speed set to fast, especially. Things, I mean, the text does sometimes zip by a little bit. And if it's too much for you to read, I do apologize. I try to make sure I can read through all of it, most of it. I try to make sure I can read through all of it before I start, like, before I move on to the next set of text, but if you happen to not be able to read as quickly as me, whatever, sorry. Sure, I trust you. Just like I trust the government, exactly. I trust you about as much as a conspiracy theorist trusts the government. Okay. Okay. Alright. I probably should just go this way for simplicity's sake. Well, at long last. Oh, I didn't mean to say that. Now I kind of feel like a dick, but not really. Okay, so at long last we have a second party member, and she brings with her a teddy bear, and also a bread roll. Great. Real quick, I do want to. Okay, right. I do want to use that. A little bit extra HP. Real quick, let's take a look at Paula. So she does start out at level 1, like all party members. So she has 2 in every stat, but yeah, she is basically the main PSI user. Already, she actually has access to an offensive PSI move, PSI Freeze. So that's pretty good. It doesn't really cost too much either. So yeah, it is pretty nifty. And again, considering it's so early game, she'll be leveling up pretty quickly. This photographer guy has to just show up and mess with me like this. Okay, though. So, physically, Paula is obviously a bit weaker than Ness and really any future party members we get, but it's not really her shtick. She's definitely supposed to focus on her PSI more than any other character. Just real quick, I actually think I will end off about here, and also what's kind of nice is that this area is actually an extension of Tucson, so once you free Paula, it does go back to normal. That's kind of nice. Again, I don't know why this game has to have a cult, but, I mean, you know what? Fan bases are like cults, so This game certainly has one hell of a fan base, so, yeah, I mean, I guess it has a cult in real life too, why not? So, the frying pan. We'll give us the Paula, obviously. So it gives quite a bit of extra offense. Okay, I'm gonna give her the ribbon. And 20 extra defense, pretty nice. And I'll also give her the copper bracelet. Or not. Other than that, I guess I'll buy a couple fairly weak healing items and give them the Paula as well. Just so we have them. I mean, it could help. Because now that we have double the inventory, doesn't seem like half bad of an idea. Okay. You can't, but you certainly can. Or, no, not you. You. No, I'll grab one of these. And a croissant. I'll stick to that. Okay, so yeah, I think that's about enough for this episode. So if you managed to find some form of enjoyment on today's episode of Let's Play Earthbound, if you did, probably consider leaving a like and maybe even subscribing to see the rest of the series. Now that I have another party member, battles will hopefully be a bit more interesting. So yeah, but have a nice day and I'll see you all in the future. Bye. That's not what I meant to do.